Oh, I'm not late, I promise. Either way, hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all having a good week so far. Everyone's week is going well. Ready? I am. Boom. Perfect. Oh, hello cow, how are you doing? Hey, am I not getting any game audio? Normally fix. Works. Yeah, I didn't break it. That's not on. Oh. It's off to one of those. There we go. And I got audio. Perfect. Just what I want. Hey, Glad, how are you doing? Well, I'll up that by one. And then we're all good. We're all ready. I've got audio. Everything's good. We are there. No, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's week is going well. I did a Good Samaritan deed yesterday that I'm not regretting, but it's just one of those things where it was like, I wish I didn't do it. Always the case. That up. Right, perfect. I'm ready. Need to keep that so I can make sure that I can verify whether or not it's shiny or not. Exhausted, but alright otherwise. Well, that's good. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit tired. I haven't done a lot at work the last week, but I'm still like, man, I'm tired. I don't know what it is. Actually, reminds me, let me just add that list. Heck. Before I inevitably forget. But no, I hope everyone's doing good and everyone is getting through the week and looking forward to Easter, seeing as it is just right around the corner. At least for us over here. To be fair, I mean, it doesn't particularly matter to me what you watch on, but it is very interesting to go back through and just be like, oh yeah, no, like a large portion of the audience watches on TV. Because obviously I do get that data. I know it's somewhere. Audience. Five. Although, to be fair, if you're watching it on the TV, you are only in a small club. 40% on PC, almost 40% on mobile. This will be where everyone watches. This will be where people watch from. Is the tablet is almost 15%, and the TV is like 5.5%. There you go. Oh, but yeah, my Good Samaritan thing. Oh, your colleagues are leaving at once. I guess who's now getting a job coach? Oh, wow. Lots going on in everyone's lives. And I'm here complaining about being a good Samaritan. No, sometimes it's no. Today, yesterday I was driving home, and the route I drive home doesn't have like sidewalks, paths, whatever you want to call them. But there was a neighbor walking down them, an older neighbor, and I drove past and I'm thinking, oh God, it's a long way for him to walk home. Like it's up a big hill, there's not much path, and the traffic comes through there isn't the best. So I made the conscious decision to turn around, go back, pick him up, and offer to drop him at home. Since he lives next door, I was like, I'll do it. It costs me nothing extra. It costs me the 30 seconds in fuel. And then the next 2 hours of my life. So I left work when I normally do, about 4:30. I probably picked him up at maybe 4:45. I think by the time I got in to eat and to do my dinner, it was 6:30. So he had me trapped for I say trapped, it's not the end of the world, but we were talking for like 2 hours, and I was just like, man, I'm so glad I wasn't streaming today, because I would have felt so bad just being like, right, I'm going. And subsequently, it has now turned into me going to a cemetery on Saturday as well. For what he swears will be half an hour, but at this point, I'm adamant it's going to be 2 hours. So yeah, that was my Tuesday. I was driving home and I'm just like, man, what's it going to cost me to be nice? I literally just turned around and I was like, it costs me nothing. Like, it's 30 seconds, nothing out of my way. And I'll be honest, he's a nice gentleman. He's not horrible or anything like that. And he is alone. And as far as I'm aware, I need to dig him a bit more about this, because I'm curious. Apparently is also a he had a book that sold quite well that got turned into a movie. So he might also have a bit of money and no family left. But I'm not going to pretend like that's the only reason. Obviously, half of it is being nice, but I'm gonna try and see if I can find out what any more info on what he was known for. Not exactly, Elo, but it wouldn't hurt, in this day and age. It's so hard to get on the property ladder. True. But no, literally, I pulled up. Obviously, I've been next to him for 5 years, 6 years, and we've talked a couple of times. But I pulled up, I was like, do you want a lift? I said his name. Do you want a lift? And he was like, oh, you going into our our town? And I said, I live next door to you. I was like, I'm your neighbor. He was like, oh yeah, so you are. Like, yeah. Do you want to lift home? I'm going that way. Like 2-3 minutes up the road for me if I drive, but it's like half an hour if you try and walk it, 40 minutes if you try and walk it. But the worst part is I assumed he walked to the cemetery that he went to. And that's like a 40-minute walk there anyway. So he'd already walked all the way there. The least I can do is offer him a ride back. I must have annoyed some cars though, because they weren't happy where I'd stopped, but... But yeah, at the end of the day, it's, that was my Tuesday. and subsequently now probably a good chunk of my Saturday as well. But again, I was like, I don't mind. He's like, I can give you money or an egg, or, you know, it's Easter, I can give you an egg. And I said, no, it's fine. I don't need the money. And I don't want a chocolate egg because I'll just eat it. You know, don't need the extra calories. That's fine, Cloud. Because I'm sure I'll probably come back around and talk about it on Monday again as well. The conclusion of what on earth I ended up doing in the cemetery. And it's hopefully it's nothing too horrible. You know, like digging my own grave or anything like that. But no, I hope you I hope you do well. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Hopefully we can catch you Friday as well. As I say, Friday is going to be, I think it's going to be slightly shorter. I don't remember if I decided if it was going to be slightly shorter or not. Oh no, I think it is, yeah. It's going to be a 7 p.m. start. So 15 minutes later than current time. Origin story. Yeah. Maybe not, though. But again, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it costs nothing to be nice. And it's not like I was like, I'll come in and help you clean your house, or, you know, I'll come and do your garden for you. You know, like, yeah. Driving up the road. So... Alright, it's fine, Cloud. I'm going to say the VOD will be there, and there won't be anything to talk about anyway, so it'll be Monday will be the one you want to look out for anyway. But yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah, if I don't turn up Monday, yeah, because I'm yeah, if the stream doesn't get scheduled on Sunday and you're like, oh goodness, where on earth is Pete? Yeah, that's why. I made it into the big leagues. But yeah, it was a hell of an experience. Hell of an experience. Hey, Cole, how are you doing? I hope your week is going well. Doing good. You know what was really interesting today? Oh no, it is open. Okay. I thought that was fully sealed, and I was gonna be like, that's interesting. Yeah, carefully open, packs removed. I thought so. I should have maybe read that a little bit more before assuming. For the Charizard collection, I was like, I'm sure they were asking like 60 quid for that. Last I checked, they were. I saw it for 25 quid on eBay and I thought, oh, that's not a bad bargain. They're really not selling. Now, obviously, he bought it, removed the packs, and then sent them off. Yes, please do, Hello, yeah. I give you permission. Don't know how much longer until I'm not sick. That's always the case. I always find that's the case. Hunt shinies in my name. Yeah, exactly. Finish the hunts that I started. Someone has to take on the crown of Rowlet. Or I'll haunt someone until they do. Oh, that is good. I can never stand when I'm ill and I'm coughing. It is one of the worst feelings is when you've just got like a horrible cough. Yeah, I realize my work day tomorrow is probably just a little bit of data entry and that's it. That's all I've got to do all day tomorrow. And then it's a 4-day weekend. And then I don't care. You already ordered by the one ghost. No room for you, so maybe go haunt Greg or Cow. Cow's already done Rowlet, though. Cow's successfully done Rowlet. That's the sad thing. So it has to be Greg, and Greg's not here to say no. Greg's busy pumping iron in the gym. So Greg can't say no. So there you go. We're haunting Greg. But no, I think I'm very busy this weekend. I think Friday morning I'm shopping. Saturday morning I'm out for like probably 2 hours. Sunday I think I'm going to try and spend it relatively chill. And Monday I think I'm going to try and spend it relatively chill. At least. But then also Friday I think I'm going to do the card opening. And then probably during the day, and then Saturday probably try and edit it. We'll see. I mean, I had that with my job, Cow. I've been there for 5 years now. Every other day I'm going, do I still want to be here? Do I really still want to be here? Should I think about moving on? Like, is it worth thinking about moving on to another job? Like, I could, but like, yeah, I'm always like, just give it a little bit longer. Keep in mind, I've been going at it for 5 years, you know. Although, arguably, the one bit of the job that I don't like as much is currently working on, we're currently putting systems in place to make it so that it's not as much of a thing. So I hate doing all of the software stuff, but now we're kind of working on stuff to make it so that we don't have to do the software stuff as much. You have to move on to a different job because it's minimum wage. Ah, that's also true. Yeah, minimum wage is a tough nut to crack. Oh, 32. Oh, still not shiny. You want Friday off too? You just know it will be painfully busy. Oh yeah. Yeah, Friday's gonna probably be busy. Fridays I find are kind of half the time can be the busiest days of the week. Half the times can't be. Half the times are, half the times aren't. I personally prefer it when they're not that busy. Let's see, did I have... Oh, I had that open. Oh, I did. That would be nice, cows. Colt. Go into the start scene. You get lucky, getting in on the ground floor is the best place to be. Although arguably that's what I thought when I joined my place. And since then, there's been maybe one external hire in the 5 years I've been there. The rest has been hired from the boss's family. Mind you, I'm the only one who's stayed the past 5 years. We've had 3 people join the team and leave. And I've been the only one that stayed over that time. I mean, the good thing, Elo, to look at it is you're potentially not doing it for that much longer, right? You're looking to move into something else. I will say, I was actually thinking about, just in general, trying to get over some of my phobias, which is a weird tangent. But no, I mean, you might as well get Colt. Might as well get it. Might as well do it. I mean, tech startups would need graphics and things designed. So you could potentially argue, you know, to that person, why don't you hire me as a as a graphic designer? Do the logo, you can do a lot of the social media stuff and things like that. You can probably get away with that. That would probably be a good combination of the two. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, Elo. Ah. I mean, you know, you could still maybe see if you could make it work. As with everything, when there's a will, there is a way. But no, I decided I have a VR bit set up. And I've decided I kind of want to work on some of my heights and some of my phobias, fears, whatever you want to call it. And I was looking up today. I was like, I kind of want to work on my fear of heights. And the one thing they recommended, or it was a thing that they said you could do, is like immersion therapy, which you know, I'd put on the headset and then basically just, you know, look over everything. Obviously, I'd be safe. I'd know I'd be safe, but I'd still probably end up not feeling the best. So I'm like, I'm gonna try and work on that, and see if I can maybe psych myself out from some of it. Like I say, I find it can be, as with everything, it can be useful, but it can also kind of be a hindrance. I think my boss has been big on utilizing it. We've got a whole new app system and things like that he's been working on for like the past 3-4 weeks, and he's been using AI to code it all and like that. So it's like, you know, to that degree, I can kind of see it being useful, but also, you know, I'm someone who likes to try and figure out how things work. So for me, it's all well and good getting AI to code it, but I would like to be able to go back through and like be like, okay, so that's why that's doing that, and that's why that's doing that. You know, it's a very interesting field, I think, to be into in general at the minute. But obviously the bubble is kind of bursting. But yeah, not a bad place to start, Colt. Saying that much. I mean, I might end up falling down, but I think I just want to like do it. Again, I was looking at, there's one game that I found and it costs 80 pence. You know, and it's just like, I just want to see if I can just trick myself into, you know, being more okay with heights. And then go from there. Oh yeah, no, it will definitely still be around. But yeah, I definitely think the bubble is starting to show its cracks. Because again, I think we found out that the deal is, or the deal that OpenAI made with all of the RAM providers was just like it was a non-binding contract, which means they just said, yeah, we'll buy it. Yeah, sure, we'll buy it. But they never actually said, you know, for definite. It wasn't like it was a handshake deal. it was just like a note that says, you know, I owe you money, you give me RAM. So now they've dropped out of it. I think RAM prices have started to come down. So it's interesting. It's interesting that, you know, OpenAI potentially could run out of money by 2027. Which, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not big on all of the AI, you know, bases or whatever. You know, I currently use Claude. I found that works fine. I tried to get into ChatGPT. I wasn't really fond of it. I'm not going to use anything else. Like, you know, quite happy. But no, also it was Google apparently made a algorithm. They did something that reduced the amount of RAM the AI needed by like 30x or something. It was like a ridiculous amount. And that's also kind of what spurred all of this recent pricing going on. Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of it for like stealing. I definitely think, as with everything, it has its use cases. But I also think, you know, like getting it to code. I think that's cool. I think it's cool that it can do that. But then, you know, sometimes it's just not doing it correctly. That's what I've run into. I'm like, hey, this isn't working. It goes, here's the fix. I do the fix, it's still not working. It goes, it's the fix. I put that in, it's still doing the same thing. I say it's still doing the same thing. It goes, here's the fix, you know, and it's still doing it. So, you know, stuff like coding I think is different. Because I mean, to a degree it is kind of an art form, but also I think it is a little bit different. Yeah, exactly, Cole. I like the idea of using it to flesh out an idea, but I want to be able to look back, make changes, and understand it. But yeah, no, AI art has never been something I've ever been in. It's one of those things that I just think I agree that it doesn't really have a place on the planet or anything like that, you know. Again, if, for instance, I was an artist and I made an AI and I trained it just off of my own artwork and it was just for me, you know, and, you know, that kind of stuff, that would be an okay use case of using it to do art. However, you know, training it on stolen stuff and things like that, it's like, you know, that's a bit ridiculous. I got rid of it. Yeah, that's where I'm kind of at. I think I've tried to get it to do stuff and it kind of works, but I think I need to like spend some time and just try and actively do it myself to get it to do what I want it to do. Because don't get me wrong, what I've got it to do is cool. Like, I've got a bot running on a Raspberry Pi that scans eBay and then pings me a message on an app to let me know if there's any deals. But it's not doing certain things correctly. Oh yeah, no, 100% agree, Colt. People aren't intentional enough. I mean, I think it's fine if you sell it, but I think at that point, in my opinion, you would have to label it from being your artwork. If you were very clear that it was done by AI, I think that's a different story versus, you know, being like, you know, oh hey, I made this artwork. I did it all myself. It took me, you know, 6 hours or whatever, but it took them 30 seconds because they just typed in a prompt. But then again, that comes under, what is it? I mean, would that constitute fraud? Potentially? The problem with Adobe now, though, Colt, is that it's very much the same AI data gathering machine. I think they are at the minute. Again, I think using it to generate to sell versus using it to generate to give you inspiration are two different things, right? Yes. Yeah, I remember seeing that they were like, yeah, AI art can't be copyright written. Which again is 100% the way it should be. Yeah, I think it's a case of you can't do anything worthwhile with it. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what Cal said the other day about the Nzekrom. The Mega Dream one, because I thought he said it was worth quite a lot, but I'm looking at some listings and they are relatively cheap. I mean, you know, £8 sealed. Some of them are still quite high, but then some of them are like £8, and I'm just like, okay, why is that so low? Again, same with Tyrant. Tyrant just dropped drastically. The PC stamped one. That is a good question. Pokemon Center. Okay, £37. That must be the one he was talking about. The non. But hold up. Oh, that one. Yeah, Pokemon Center. That is the case. I mean, I was trying to remember. Let me have a look and see for Tyrant. What are these? Oh yeah, 30 quid. Again, for me though, I'm not looking at it as a investment opportunity. Okay, it makes more sense because I was looking at it and I'm like, God, he's bragging about getting them at like 25 quid, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I can see they're like £8. But obviously he was talking about the Pokemon Center one, not just the regular one. Which makes a lot more sense. Oh, I'm a little bit ticked off with pizza at the minute. I was going to treat myself today. I was like, I'm going to treat myself. Payday was 2 days ago. You know, I'm doing well with my spending. I'm not spending too much money. I was like, I'm going to treat myself to a takeaway. And I was like, I'm going to go for the pizza place. And what ended up happening was the pizza place that I was going to go for is not taking orders online at the minute. Because I was going to order it when I left work, drive there, pick it up, come home and eat it. But nope. They weren't allowing deliveries. They weren't allowing to order online. I could go to one that was further away. But I was like, I don't want to. I want to go to this one because I know it's closer. It was annoying. So they lost me. Oh, that's not good, B. Burning pizza is never good. Oh yeah, house again. House is the goal for me as well, but the way it works in the UK at the minute is ridiculous. It's so annoying. Due to how it works in the UK, they implemented this thing called method of modern auction, which basically means you have to pay an extra 7 to 8k on a property that you would normally have to do because you have to pay the agents. Have to pay the auction house that extra money. So let's say you get a house for 120,000, you'd have to pay £6,000 on top of that. So you'd actually have to pay £126,000, but you have to pay that £6,000 at the same time you're paying your deposit, and it's a separate balance. So let's say I had a £15,000 deposit for a £150,000 house. I'd also have to have an extra £7,000 to pay for that extra bit as well. So actually, I'd have to have £21,000 saved up. It's ridiculous. I've been looking into it because I've been like, yeah, I want to look at getting a place, but they're all like that. All the properties around me that I'm like, yeah, that's actually a good price. Method of modern auction. It is bloody ridiculous. Let's have a look. See if I can get a good one. Get a good example. Let me up it actually. I mean, it could be, but like, it's an extra thing that it's only been relatively recent in the UK. Like, it's only been like in the last like 10, 15 years that came into effect. And it's just taking over. There you go. So this one's 190. Method of modern auction. The buyer will pay for a pack, view before bidding. The buyer signs a reservation agreement, makes a payment of a non-refundable reservation fee of 4.5% of the purchase price, including VAT, subject to a minimum of £7,000, including VAT, is paid to reserve the property during it and is paid in addition to the purchase price. There you go. So, in this instance, it's a £190,000 property. So it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best time. However, there's not a lot I can do. I can, unfortunately, due to my situation being single and only someone trying to buy a property solo, I either have to have like twice the amount of deposit that I have, which, by the way, I could probably manage if I didn't keep buying cards, or sell a few organs. Or you know, end up with someone who wants to do the same thing as me in terms of a relationship and wants to buy a place in a few years that already has a chunk of change saved as well. Which reminds me, that it's the tax year. What am I at? Oh, I'm at 12. Yeah, I'm almost at my limit in terms of what I can put into my my lifetime ISA to pay for a property. But then I have to start saving money to pay for all the other things as well as renovations, because I can only afford a place that needs work. I can't afford a place that's already good. Oh, don't worry, Colt. Price of gas has gone up everywhere. No, to be fair, I have no idea how the US housing system, things like that work. I only have a rough idea on the UK one because obviously I live here. But yeah, you can understand why I'm not against being nice to the rich old gentleman who lives next door. But yeah, the price of everything has gone up. That being said, I am hoping within the next year, the year and a half, to have my own place. Yeah, I don't like the idea of renting either. Although, technically, at the minute, I do pay rent. It's not as much as it would be if I was to move out, but it's still a decent amount. But yeah, it's... Dang. Again, unfortunately, I can only afford places via the way of modern auction. Which means I can only afford places that need me to pay an extra chunk of change on top of them. It's great. So good. I love it. It's perfect. Oh, I'll tell you the other thing that annoys me is because I've been looking at properties and things like that. Properties that need work, what they do now is they use AI to envision, or what's it called? Visual Stager. But what they do is they just like overlay it over the picture. So in this specific instance of this property I'm looking at, it's not got a ceiling on it, so it's just got you can see the beams going across, and in the virtual stager they're still there. It's just quite funny. But yeah, that one, £6,000 minimum extra. So you're looking at 180,000 plus an extra 6,000 minimum. It's ridiculous. It is. I mean, it would be doable for... I could do it by the end of this year, but like I'd have to sell, all my stock portfolio. I'd have to sell all my sealed Pokemon collection. I'd have to sell everything, and I'm just like not that desperate to move out. I don't mind living at home. But yeah, remote work would be ideal because I would just move like somewhere out the country where living is cheaper. But unfortunately, I can't do remote work for my current job. Yeah, that's why I'm happy that I am single and I don't have to worry about moving out. Hey Cat, how are you doing? The week is going well. Hope you're doing good. So I do think it's pretty funny. A lot of people are getting the case of Perfect Order is not the best set to keep because it doesn't have the best hits. Oh damn! It is like cheap. I wasn't expecting it to be that cheap. To be fair, like 155 a booster box. 160 a booster box plus postage. One bid at the minute is 146. Insane. I knew people weren't fond of the set. I didn't think it was that bad though. Might do a 50-mile walk tomorrow. Me having issues with blisters. Yeah, well, I wonder why you walk so bloody much, Cal. Oh, I do, Cole. I have a lot of dream cars. I have so many cars that I'm like, I'd love to buy that. I'd love to own that. I'd love to have one of that. That's my problem. Don't get me wrong. The ETBs aren't worth it because the ETBs are inflated. But I mean, even then, the Pokemon Center ETBs at 80 aren't bad. You're talking about walking 50 miles. To give you an idea, I drive 50 miles in a week. Now, it must be nice where you can live in a place where you don't, necessarily need it. Unfortunately, I do kind of need it due to where I live. But it is, it's downside. But my car is relatively cheap to run, which is nice. Also, hello, Mercury. How are you doing? Your week is going well. You're doing good. I think it's like 70, 75 kilometers. Ah, there you go, 80. You're listening to music? Perfect, mate. Nothing wrong with that. See, but now I'm thinking, is it worth looking at picking up Perfect Order to keep as a hold? But the problem is, there's no real hits in the set, is there? I think that's what they were saying about Phantasmal. Phantasmal was a rip and sell singles set because it only had like one hit, which was the Charizard. I've barely done 100k steps over my life, I'm pretty sure. I don't walk that much. I do try, and I have been trying to force myself to play Pokemon Go again to get those steps in, but is a journey. It does take effort. No, I didn't realize Perfect Order was that down. We didn't have Wi-Fi. Mountain walks, nothing wrong with that. But no, that's why I'm like, do I want to consider picking it up? Do I want to pick up a booster just to sit on? To be fair, my booster collection is tiny. My ETB collection I'm pretty happy with, but my booster collection is like non-existent. To be fair, I might consider picking one up, but they're still like £80. I know they'd probably be better in the future, but again, I think I'd much rather just pick up some stuff. Yeah, they're very expensive at the minute. I mean, not all sets are super expensive, just the sets with cards that people want. Again, I mean, driving isn't for everyone, right? And if you're in a place where it's not a necessity, it saves you money. And, subsequently, you're also, like, being good for, doing good for the environment. So it's a win-win. All right, mate. Well, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you as always. Go and enjoy your music. Hope to see you again soon. Again, to be fair, I might be able to find some stuff in the shops. Ideally, I want the partner collection. I want the partner. Prices come down. I mean, not overly. Still about 30 stock. Is insane. Actually, check. Driving. Oh, it hasn't shipped yet, but they reckon it's arriving between the 6th and the 8th. That next. Ooh. Okay, I went to the French Alps. They're pretty. Alps, yeah. Alps. No, but Cal's gonna be in Korea for the longest time. Funny enough, the closest I've been the Switzerland is Chambéry, which is about 2 hours away from Geneva. Almost landed in February. I think I'm going to petition for the next ski holiday to be in April. The Easter half term. Place where we went skiing at this time. Like -7, good amount of snow. Back. No, I didn't go to Disneyland Paris. My family went and did a trip with a lot of people when they went into Disneyland Paris. But the problem I have is I'm not a fan of like roller coasters and things like that. So for me, it wasn't a place where I wanted to go. That and a few years before, like 3 years before, we went and did Orlando. So I wasn't that keen on it then either, because again it's a lot of rides. But yeah, I just can't do roller coasters, can't do those kind of rides. Yeah, see, my parents didn't want to take us when we were that young, so we went when I was 14. brother was 12. Yeah. Check. I ordered the website where I ordered it off of. There it is. That's the place. Down. That's coming in. We'll see when that comes out. Like that price is wrong. That is. I think that's 12. 24 packs. Oh god. Meh. Who knows? Yeah, I could never get into GeoGuessr. Oh no, I have already paid. Payment for pre-order items will be taken at checkout. Yeah, so I've already paid for these. That's fine. I thought I had. Yeah, I thought I had. But yeah, they reckon it's releasing on the 24th of April. That's good. Hey, Realist. How are you doing? I hope your week is going well. Doing good. Still no shiny. Right, but that order, I think, is going to come out of my paycheck this month. And then I'm going shoe shopping Friday. That's the plan. What's on the 24th of April? My Wise Schwartz pack. New set dropping for an anime that I like. Nothing Pokemon related. I've got 6 booster boxes arriving then after that. That you basically have a chance to pull signed cards that are signed by the voice actresses of the show. That's the only reason I collect them. I don't collect all of them. I've only ever bought the ones for the shows that I like. I think I'm very similar to you, Elo, with my kind of what I'm like as well. I get the movie. I got the movies one. I like doing it. My dad watches movies of an evening, and I like to go in, and I can 9 times out of 10 guess the movie he's watching within like 2 seconds, even if I've not seen the movie. I'll be like, oh yeah, I saw the trailer for this movie. I heard it's pretty good. Ooh, that's definitely not the best realist. You can't do all of them, Cal. You've not memorized every Pokemon index order. Only up to Gen 4. I might need to go and check up on my brother. He's baking this evening. Making noises. Oh, you memorize them in order, but just not the numbers. Ah. They can detain for questioning, Elo. As far as I understand. It probably, yeah, it would take a while. It would take a while, Cal. And especially since I imagine you want to get an early start tomorrow, since I imagine you'll be walking for a really long time. I might stop stream early today. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna go talk to my brother about more stuff. I forgot. What number are we at? Round number. Hang on. Oh, wow. Have I really only done 126? I feel like I'm lagging a bit. Slacking a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of information that I keep hold of that I'm like, man, I wish I could like get rid of that knowledge. But I can't, for whatever reason. Only ever the useless stuff. Oh, and I'm pretty good with actors and their names as well. $18 hours? Oh yeah, Cal. Good luck with that. I know number one. That's why I can do probably the first 151 relatively easily. I can do the first 9 relatively easily. In order? Probably not in order. I can do Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, and then I think it's Charmander, Chameleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise. But like that's just where I get to, and then I think it's Pidgey after that, but I can't remember. I can't remember for the life of me. There you go, it's Caterpie. But I can do the first 9. So yeah, so then it would be Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, Weedle, Kuna, Beedrill, potentially then. But then yeah, after that, about there. Yeah, definitely, definitely interesting. Definitely an interesting situation. Do. Unfortunately, Cow, I don't have the money. I bought a small collection of One Piece stuff. I don't have the money, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna say I was questioned by police, but it was a completely different thing. I'd love to fund it, Cow, but I don't have the available funds. And saving up for a house is a big expense as well. Still not a shiny. Yeah, it sounds insane. Maybe we'll get to 3,400. 3,400. Let's see. The one thing that I am happy that I don't partake in is April Fool. I personally cannot stand it. I've like explicitly like You just have to stay off social media because it is just a nightmare. I cannot stand it. Is the worst thing. Nope, still nothing. Come on. Let's keep going. Full odds in this game is 4,096. It's only in the original that it's 8,100 92. Shiny charm doesn't work. You can't get the shiny charm in this game until after this hunt anyway, if you could get it. I think in the original you can't, because the shiny charm didn't come until Gen 5, but I also don't know if it's in the remake. No, never. The problem I have with that at the minute, Cow, is I think my 3DS capture card is playing up. I went to go and plug it in the other day, and I physically couldn't. It wouldn't like detect it. I need to spend some time and see if I can fix it. So I need to see if I can get that working. The thing is, I haven't done anything to it since stopping to use it. So I'm hoping it's just a software like inconsistency, not anything physically wrong with the hardware. The console still works. I've actively checked that it still works. The console works absolutely fine. It's just not outputting for whatever reason. I was going to check yesterday. But the problem is yesterday I was unfortunately stuck for a few hours chatting. So yeah, we'll see. To be fair, you know, it is like £300 if I want to get a new one, minimum. I mean, luckily for me, I have obviously the regular DS. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, Cow. You're winning. That's all that matters. But yeah, we'll see. My foot's gone to sleep. Oh, why is my foot gone to sleep? Feet, stay awake, please. Stay awake, please. Owens, they're not getting there. Really not a shiny. Oh, well, how's that going, hello? You getting luck? Getting any luck? To be fair though, Cal, I don't think you really need to hunt. You're doing like really good in your ones. All right, realist. Well, yeah, hope things get better for you. Thank you very much for stopping by. You have a good rest of your week at least. You haven't needed to though. All right, Cal. Yeah, have a good night's sleep. Speak to you whenever we next speak to you. I hope you do good. Ta-da. Ta-ta. Enjoy your walk tomorrow. Hope it goes well. Hope you don't end up with too many blisters. What are we at? 41 left to go. One left till glory. I don't even think I'm going to try to pronounce that. I think I would greatly butcher it. don't like today as a day of bloody trying to go through anything. April Fools, you just can't bloody trust anything you read. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do as well, every so often. Yeah, it's just a really bad thing. I don't mind messing around, you know, doing between family like April Fools, but like the big companies that like, we're releasing this product. It's like, wow, it's a good product. April Fools, and it's like, oh, fake. But yeah, we'll see. I gotta stop spending money before I make money. What am I sitting on for my account this month? Probably not enough money for me to do. No, unfortunately not. I need to save that money just in case I need to pay anything back. There goes another yawn. Yeah, just keeping a rotting building keep rotting for the sake of it, it's not the best, is it? What are we looking at? Come on. 30 to go. God, I think that's a rip-off. I was just perusing eBay. Chimchar illustration new this week. You can get all the illustration cards for the 30th anniversary, right? Like he's got all of them for sale. Oh, okay, it's Canadian. As I say, if that was in English, it was ridiculous because it was like £27 for shipping. And I was like, oh, is that UK? Am I going to get annoyed with it being like 20 quid for shipping? Probably just the initial animation. Yeah, it's a shame. Hold on, give me a second. There's noises going on in the kitchen. I'm going to make sure he's not hurting himself. Ah, it's alright. Everything's fine. What we got? 25 more. But yeah. Let's just see how we get on. Oh god, I'm yawning like a madman. Oh. But yeah, it's a shame. Stuff that's not doing so hot. You're not getting lucky with this Palkia. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Right. Hello, even. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good rest of your week. See you later. Have a good evening. Don't reset too hard. Enjoy Palkia. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Vegeta, how are you doing? Only round? It's still not got. I don't know what makes you think I got one. Still don't have it. Pound plus £3. Bennett. It's always in the description. Channel that I use. Yeah. Always in the description of every single stream. Under music. Only ever use stuff from that channel. This is Brilliant Diamond. It does. If you read it, it also says, and Shining Pearl. Saying that people are like 11 single pack for someone else to rip. Yeah, I see. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Nothing, Vegeta. Nothing makes me confident. I'm definitely not finishing it today because I'm only doing 12 more resets today. Why is it that Italy seems to have like the most amount of stuff that I want? Very strange. Click UK only and I get it in other languages. Get it from otherwhere. Strange. I mean, I have both. It's just that Shield was the last one I played. That's why that's so cheap. I was like, that's actually a really good deal. I'll go and pick that up. Nope, it's the complete opposite side of the country. It's 6-hour round trip. 6-hour round trip to say £1,000. Getting there though. 3. $93, $94. Oh, definitely getting there. Definitely taking its sweet time though. It's fine, Vegeta. I mean, I'm not streaming for much longer, so that's absolutely fine. No, thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you again. See you again on another stream sometime soon. More left today. Get it going. Seven. Fine, Disney. Oh, I hope so. I really do. This one. 99. Last one. Oh, so not shiny. Fine, it means we can continue it next week. Either way, I'm gonna end it very much. Have an amazing vision to you. I'll be here on Friday. So, hope to see you then. Perfectly fine. I will see you whenever I next see you. Either way, enjoy. Bye everyone. Goodbye. Bye 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 bye.